Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. Brought to you by Purdue University's online programs. Today we are showcasing our new online Masters of Science in Strategy and Security and Defense Technologies. This is a brand new program, and we are so excited to share a little bit more about it today. So, a little bit about today's agenda. We are going to do a little program overview as well as an application overview, and then we'll have plenty of time to answer your questions. So throughout the webinar, please feel free to utilize the Q&A box, the chat, whatever you would like, so we can help guide you through any questions you may have. I'll have some time devoted to at the end, but if I see any pop up questions that are pertinent to that, I can answer them live. As a reminder, this session will be recorded. So if you are watching it and then want to refer back to it, absolutely. And then those who are joining in later on, you can tune in then at whatever time is convenient for you. Okay, so a little bit about Purdue University's online programs. We offer online degrees and certifications from our West Lafayette main campus. So it's the same internationally recognized faculty from our main flagship campus in West Lafayette, Indiana, just in an online format. And so we offer that same rigorous accredited degrees that our in-person programs are known for too. We're a part of the Big Ten network, and are consistently recognized one of the top 10 public universities in the US. And of course, we have one of the most trusted brands too in higher education, which we're very proud of. We offer best-in-class online programs for professionals in their career enhancement. So it's never too late to come back to school, to graduate school, and earn a master's degree, a graduate certificate, a doctoral program. We offer all of those fully online. And of course, Purdue is known for our high value, quality, and affordable education with the convenience to learn anywhere you are in the world. So, whether you're here in Indiana, whether you're across the United States, or anywhere internationally, we're so glad you're here to learn more about this particular program being offered at Purdue. So, a little bit about the program advantages. It's really optimized for working professionals. And it is that way because it's 100% online and asynchronous, which means you never have to log in at a certain time of the day or the week in order to complete your readings and assignments, which really is going to bode well for you having that work-life school balance. You may be parents or caregivers or working full time, and we want you to have that flexible opportunity to be able to go back to school and meet your educational goals as well. This program is really going to prepare you to be a highly valued and skilled professional in the field, whether that's strategic defense, security, technologies, anywhere in those realms. This degree is really going to be able to put you well prepared and also be a wonderful asset to your resume when you're searching for those roles too. We have customizable degree plans too to meet your unique and personal career goals. So, we'll talk about how the degree is set up a little bit later on, but there are required courses, but there's a handful of electives and selectives that you can choose from too, based on your interests. So, we think that's one of the benefits of our program as well. And then you can complete your master's degree in as little as 12 to 24 months, so 1 to 2 years, just depending on how quickly you would like to go through the program. And we can talk about that a little bit farther along as well. And then let's see, we have innovative faculty of leading academic and industry professionals, which is just wonderful. We love our faculty, and we have a good mix of, I'd say, professional faculty, um, or faculty who are tenured on our West Lafayette campus, but also industry professionals coming from maybe the military or other strategic defense backgrounds, um, which is great. And then our first cohort experience is going to be in the summer. So we're very excited. This is the first year in term to be offering that. And we'll start admitting 3 times a year every fall, spring, and summer after that. So that's wonderful there. Okay, one moment, please, here. Okay, thank you all so much. We have a had a problem in the chat, but we are good now to go. Okay. So, a lot of people do ask, what will my diploma say? And this degree is coming from Purdue University's West Lafayette's main campus. So, your diploma is going to say Purdue University. It's not going to say anything about being online or anything like that, too. So, and then it's a degree, it's a Master of Science degree, and then in strategy and security and defense technologies. So just wanted to clarify that for anyone too. As always, if you have any questions, please put it in the chat or the Q&A question, and then we'll answer that later. Okay. So, a little bit about the online student experience. Maybe it's been a while since you've been in school and you're a bit nervous about coming back, or maybe you've never taken an online class before. We want to reassure you that Purdue is here to support you through that journey for a variety of ways. But starting off, like I said before, it's 100% online and asynchronous. And it's available 24/7 hour classroom. So you can log in and complete the readings and assignments at times that work for you. Our online learning management system is called Brightspace. If those who have taken an online class before maybe are familiar with the companies of Blackboard or Canvas or Moodle or something like that, it's all very similar. And it's just organized very cleanly in modules and, different classes and week to week, going through the assignments and readings, which really make it user friendly. There's also really great IT support too, in case you ever have any troubles. But really, you can access the online classroom anywhere, anytime with an internet browser or a phone or however is most convenient for you to learn. And what's also great about this master's program is that it's learn at your own pace. So there are really no strict deadlines when completing each of these assignments and courses and things. So we call it the read, watch, reflect, practice, and assess approach. So it really gives you that high flexibility, especially those of you who are affiliated in the military and need that high amount of flexibility to learn at your own pace. This is the perfect program for you. So our courses are actually 8 weeks in length. So if you think about a traditional fall or spring semester, we do split that in half. So we have like a fall one, a fall two, spring one, spring two, summer one, summer two. And that's kind of how we split up our course structures. And in each of those 8-week modules, you can take one class or two classes at a time. And that dictates how soon you can graduate. So if you take two classes at a time every 8 weeks, you can finish at the 1 year mark, which a lot of people really are gung-ho about doing and are excited to just like put their head down and accomplish that. Others, though, I'd say the majority of our students do finish in 2 years by taking one class at a time every 8 weeks. So again, you can start off taking one. If you feel like you want to double up and take two, of course. Love to have you. It's really highly flexible, and you can work with your academic advisor too in terms of when you would like to, how quickly you would like to complete the program. And every course in the program is offered every other 8 weeks, so once a semester, which is very great. So you never have to wait too long to take a certain class or anything like that, as it's always being consistently offered, which is another great benefit of our program. So we have, I would say the coursework is reading and writing heavy. There is an emphasis on interactions within the online classroom with your fellow classmates and faculty through some discussion boards, but there's never going to be a time where you have to be live online to interact with anyone. Now, there's always going to be optional guest speakers, social hour events. There's some coffee chats with professors that we provide. I'll talk about that a little bit later too when I talk about the role of the student success coach. So we do give optional opportunities for those connections because I know that networking is so important, and it's great to meet fellow colleagues as well. But typically, it's kind of at a learn as you go pace. There may be, depending on the professor, some recorded lectures, writing assignments, things like that. So that's kind of what a typical online class looks like. On average, I'd say our students spend between 10 to 15 hours a week to devote to their studies and their assignments, and that's per one class. Now, you may feel like, oh, I'm spending a lot less time. Maybe I'm spending a little bit more time. That's why I just say average. Every class is different. Some weeks may be heavier than others. That's just why we say average workload. So be sure your schedule allows you to have around 10 to 15 hours of flexible time a week to complete all your assignments. We also really value small class sizes. So we try and cap each individual class you take at around 10 to 12 students. So you do get that good interaction with your fellow classmates and faculty in that regard, in terms of the discussion boards and things like that. We also have robust student support for you while you're here. Not only am I here as an enrollment counselor to help you through the application process, but when you're in the program, you'll be assigned an academic advisor who's there to help you plan out your courses and things like that. We also have a student success coach, and I'll talk about, of course, both of those roles in a little bit as we go through. So, as always, if you have any particular questions on what it's like being an online student with Purdue, please feel free to put them in the Q&A and I'll be able to answer them. Okay, so a little bit about okay, hold on one second here. I need to fix something in the chat as well, but maybe we're okay. Okay, I think we're all right. Okay, so first we're going to start talking about our academic advisor. Oops. And for this program, his name is Rob, and it's Rob's job to support, guide, and serve as a research to help Purdue University students from admission to graduation. So, academic advisors are there to help not only with onboarding and orientation experiences, but also finding any institutional resources you may need while you're a student with us. We have a wonderful Center for Career Opportunities that help with, interviewing and resume help. And, we have disability service, student advocacy programs, things like that. So, academic advisors are very knowledgeable in terms of what is available to you to help have the best student experience that you can with us. They offer one-on-one academic advising support in terms of, planning out your plan of study and the different electives and courses and when they're available. They also provide guidance on the registration process while you're registering for classes. They facilitate relationships between students and different campus partners. For example, our Veteran Success Center for many of you military affiliated students. And then, of course, they'll help keep you on track for graduating, which is very important, of course. So Rob, the academic advisor, is there to help you with all of your academic help there. And so Thinking now about our student success coach. Now, we don't have one assigned quite yet since the first start here is in the summer, but we will have a success coach for this program. And this staff member is there to support your own personal educational pursuits and connect you again with Purdue's many, many resources while you are a part of our time here at Purdue and post-graduation as well. So they will help create a success plan for you along your educational journey. If you are ever experiencing an academic challenge or conflict, per se, or need help contacting a professor, they are there to advocate for you as well. They're a wonderful connection as well to our university in terms of faculty members, different colleagues, alumni groups, things like that. And they do that through some of the virtual programming I was talking about. So, in the past, we've had networking events, different coffee chats with professors to just meet them and hear about their research and opportunities, a job um, sort of like virtual job fairs, things like that. Really a wide variety of things. We also have a wonderful onboarding, live orientation. Of course, that's optional. These are always optional, by the way. And it's just really fun to be able to meet people too in person, to put a name to a face, who as you go through the program as well. And group educational sessions. While you're, earning your online education, sometimes it's just nice to have optional group work too. So that is a student success coach's role. Okay, so now we're gonna as you feel more supportive throughout your student journey with Purdue, now we're going to really dig into the program itself. And a lot of people ask, who are the people who are interested in this program, especially since it's so new? And so we are finding that prospective students to the program and those who are already enrolled are falling into some of these categories. And you may find yourself in one of them or may not. It's just what we are tending to see who are applying to this program. So, early career professionals in the military, government, or defense fields who are seeking higher job opportunities in their career. So, those who are looking to climb the ladder in terms of your career goals, obtaining a master's degree in this area is going to be a wonderful way to do so. We also see seasoned career professionals, management, leadership, administration, who are looking to lead their current teams in these fields in new and highly innovative ways. So, those who are maybe already having leadership positions in the military or defense and who are looking to lead their teams, and that's who we're also seeing in this program as well. We're also seeing students who are coming from another field and transitioning to security and defense. So, or maybe, you are a military and you're looking, your service time is ending and you're transitioning to the civilian field. This would be a really good opportunity as well. So, that's just kind of a little mix of our audience and what we're seeing come in. Okay. So, a little bit of how the Master's in Strategy and Security and Defense Technologies is built. It is 30 credit hours, so that is equal to 10 classes. And so I have listed here the different categories of the courses that you will be taking. And if I have all of the course descriptions and many of the syllabi for these programs or these classes as well. So I'll put my email up at the end if you are interested in really getting in depth in some of these courses and coursework. I can be able to send that to you. But first, you'll have 18 credits of core classes. And these include technology, war, and strategy, grand challenges in defense engineering, ethical reasoning and technology, legislative policy and defense technologies, strategic foresight and leadership, as well as a capstone. Everyone is required to take a capstone for this program. It is still being developed, but I've been told it's much like a research project and a written paper assignment, sort of like a thesis, but it's still being developed there. So really exciting to be a part of that. You'll be paired with a faculty member in regards to that as well. Then you have a choice of two selectives in the categories of space strategy, cyber strategy, strategic intelligence, data and AI storytelling, AI strategy, and game theory strategy and defense. So those are your selectives. And then you have a list of two electives you can take. So there is, I was talking about, you have your core classes, but then you have some flexibility here to take classes that are based on your interests. So we are going to be offering some special topics. Of course, they're yet to be determined based on the professor and what maybe their research area is or up and coming trends and insights into the field. So those will be a part of the special topics. Data literacy, technology, AI, and ethics in public policy and public administration, as well as social and digital media analytics for strategic communication. Now, Purdue has a wide variety of online master's and doctoral programs that we offer. And, if you see a course maybe that's more aligned with your interests too, that's offered in another program that maybe you would like to include as an elective instead. That is a possibility. So please feel free to chat with your academic advisors to see if a course from another program may be a good fit for an elective class too. But that's kind of how the program is set up. And of course, each of these courses are 8 weeks in length, and you can choose to take one or two at a time. Okay. If you have any questions, of course, about any of these courses or coursework, please feel free to put them in the Q&A or the chat, and I'll be happy to help. So, along with the master's program, we also offer a graduate certificate. It's the Graduate Certificate in Strategic Defense Technologies. So, many people think about adding this on. Well, first, I should say maybe some of you are a little hesitant to dive into the master's degree fully, and that is fine. That's totally fine. It would maybe like to start out small in earning a graduate certificate, and then perhaps after that, seeing if you like it, you can matriculate to the master's program. So many people do decide to start out with the graduate certificate because each of the courses do fully transfer over to the master's degree. What's also nice is that if you're in the master's degree and want to just simply add on the certificate as an extra credential, that's great too because you're earning the courses anyway, and the credit anyway. So that's another just extra accolade to have on your resume. But it's kind of like a overview and three classes, so 9 credits. So the one required course is that technology, war, and strategy course. And then you get two electives out of space strategy. And I mean, I'll just have the list there. So again, another way to maybe you want to earn eventually the master's degree, but want a credential right away too. A graduate certificate, you can get this in as quickly as 2 terms, so a semester. So if you're out looking for jobs and you're like, ooh, it would be really good to put a graduate certificate on my resume first and then work towards obtaining the master's, that's another great way that I've seen. So. And it does have the same application requirements and everything like that. If you know you're interested in the certificate and the master's, I would apply for both at the same time. You can put one as your first choice in the application and one as the second choice, so you don't have to kind of apply twice or anything like that. That would be my advice to you. But if you have any questions about our graduate certificate, just let me know and I'll be happy to help. Okay, so now we're going to dive into our value. And we believe that Purdue provides one of the best values for graduate education compared to our peer institutions. And I think, personally, this degree is unlike any other out in the market right now. There was a lot of research and foresight into looking at this degree to offer. So, really, there's not a master's degree out there. It's super unique. So this one. So we know that it's going to be a good value for you and are happy to help assist that. But we do know that financing your education is, important and it can be a challenge for some of you too. So I can go over some of the different options you have. But both for the master's and the graduate certificate credits, I have listed here in this slide the cost per credit hours and the degree total costs. And I wanted to point out that this degree is eligible for exclusive tuition rate that matches the military tuition assistance rate. So we're very, very proud to offer that for our military service members. And so it is eligible, oops, sorry, here we go, to be eligible for the exclusive rate. As of right now, it's available to employees of the United States federal government, which includes members of uniformed service members, as well as civilian employees of federal departments or agencies. So, if you are employee of the federal government or in the military, active duty, you are eligible for this exclusive rate. This also includes reserves as well. Now, all others, so veterans and other civilians, will be eligible for the um, other rate of, so the exclusive rate is 250 a credit hour. Everyone else is 633 a credit hour. So you can see the degree totals there. Still a really, really affordable value for a master's degree as compared to some of our other peer institutions too. There's a question here um, in the chat. Okay, so do military members have to use TA to get the military rate, or can they pay out of pocket? This is a great question. So no, so you can. We say it matches the TA rate. So you can go ahead, if you are eligible for military tuition assistance, you can go ahead and go through the process in order to get this rate paid for you. Now, if you are wanting to pay out of pocket and you fall under the exclusive rate, you still get that 250 rate. That's a really great question and glad that we can verify for that for you too. Okay. So thinking about financing your education, the master's degree is eligible for federal financial aid by going through and filling out the FAFSA and going that route. But if you're maybe not looking to take out federal loans, Purdue also has payment installment plans, which allows you to space your payments out into monthly or even biweekly installments at no interest, which is just really wonderful, affordable, and flexible way to pay for your education through Purdue. Um, if you are a veteran or military affiliated, we also have a wonderful Veteran Success Center. And I'll talk about it too a little bit on the next slide about all that the Veteran Success Center offers. But if you have questions maybe about any GI Bill eligibility or just your funding in general, what you are eligible for, that is the place to go, and they'll be able to help start that process of what you would be eligible for too. And then, of course, it's eligible for the military tuition assistance and GI Bill. And we are just very excited to be able to partner with our military organizations too. Okay. Any questions on financials, please feel free to put in the Q&A as well. Okay, so a little bit of information here for military services for our active duty and veterans. Purdue is a yellow ribbon school. We know we value you as service members and want to make sure we offer everything that you need in terms of benefits and flexibility in order to meet the obligations of your military service, as well as meeting your educational and career goals. So One of the ways we have that is a very specific, the Dorothy Stratton Veteran Success Center. It is located on our West Lafayette campus, but has all of these services online for our online students as well. So, the Veteran Success Center provides guidance and access to all military-related educational benefits. So, if you ever have questions about that, they are more than happy to help you with that. There are staff members who are there to assist you at any time. The Success Center offers personal and professional development opportunities. They have many different workshops in terms of resume building, mock interview prep, networking, job events, job and like networking events and things. They just put out a wonderful array of and variety of events throughout the year, both virtual and in person. So I definitely would encourage you to check them out. And then you can email dogtags@purdue.edu, of course, to answer any questions you may have and get that funding process package started too. We have a few testimonials there from some of our previous students who just have really had a wonderful experience while they were serving or as veterans, as Purdue will help you to make sure you're meeting all of your different goals. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the application process. And, some people may think, oh, applying to graduate school is a bit daunting or nervous. And we don't want you to feel that way. We want you to feel very supportive, and Purdue has streamlined the process to make it really pretty easy in terms of what's needed and gathering your documents and in a very user-friendly application. So you can, breathe a sigh of relief to know we're there to help you and through this whole entire application process. So, the first step I always like to suggest is scheduling a one-on-one meeting with an enrollment counselor. So, with myself or Nick, who is the other enrollment counselor for this program, the best part of our day is meeting prospective students like you and getting to know your background and your career goals, and then really just help answer any questions you may have about the application process or the program itself. It's just sometimes nice to talk to a real person and get those questions answered. So I really enjoy meeting with prospective students, and it's a really great opportunity to help clarify any questions too you have about the degree. So I'll put my email up at the end and you can schedule an appointment with us and we'll be very happy to chat with you. The second step is creating a graduate school application. And for that application, there are going to be some required application materials. However, I think it's a pretty short list, sometimes compared to some other programs. But one will need a current resume that details all of your professional and academic accolades you would like the admissions committee to know about. There are no page length or word count minimum or maximum requirement for the resume. I know many people have, different resumes, like a military resume or a professional resume or a one pager. Don't reinvent the wheel. Just upload what you have, and we will consider it. I've seen a lot of different things come through, and that's totally fine. So there's just no right or wrong answer for that resume. We will need transcripts from your undergraduate institution. Um, so you can choose to have an unofficial. So if you have a copy laying around of your official transcript you want to upload, or an electronic copy you can upload, you can actually get an admissions decision on an unofficial transcript. We will ask for officials later on down the road. Now, Purdue has a wonderful transcript retrieval service you can opt into as well, which allows you, Purdue, if you give us permission, we can, and if your undergraduate school is a partnership institution, we can get your official transcripts for you. But you'll also get an email too if your school isn't a participating institution. But a lot of times it's very affordable to just have a transcript requested to Purdue. Be sure to send it to Purdue University West Lafayette or the Purdue University Graduate School. And it just a lot of The majority of higher education institutions have it online. Maybe you've heard of Parchment or National Student Clearinghouse, and they're just easy to send and low cost. Free. I've seen $5, $10, so pretty affordable there. But if you're enrolled in the program by the end of your second term, we will ask for official transcripts directly from your undergraduate institution. So you can get accepted on unofficial, but eventually we will ask for your official. We will also need one letter of recommendation. And this can be either academic or professional recommendation. It does not matter which one. People ask, what makes a good recommendation writer? I always say just choose someone who knows you well and can speak well on your behalf to succeed in graduate school. What's really nice is all you have to do is put your recommender's name or email address into the application, and then Purdue takes care of that process from there. So you personally don't have to worry about tracking down a hard copy of that letter. And it's nice because your recommender will get a notification, and then once it's completed, I'll get an alert, you'll get an alert. So we're all on the same track. So recommenders can choose to submit an already, pre-written letter they've written about you, or they can fill out a short survey about how they know you. We kind of give them that option there as well. We also will ask you some questions, supplemental form questions, and I'm going to have them on the next slide. And of course, again, there's no right or wrong answers for those. It just helps us get to know you a little better as an applicant. There is an application fee, however, it is waived for military and veterans as a thank you to your service. But if you don't qualify for that, it's a $60 application fee for domestic students and $75 for international students. So again, if you have any questions on this application process and what's needed, please feel free to let us know in the Q&A or chat, and we'll be happy to go over that for you. Okay. So speaking about some of the supplemental questions, these are the questions that we'll ask, and they'll appear on your graduate school application. If you want to take a screenshot of this to look for and prepare for afterwards, that's fine too. But they'll ask you a little bit about your military involvement or if you're eligible for the tuition assistance. We're going to ask what your professional plans and career goals are, and how do you think this program will fit in regards to that, and why you chose Purdue. I just love hearing how people came across our program and why they think they would be a good fit too. We'll ask about your experiences and skills that have prepared you for graduate study, whether that's, your professional background, in just any special interests you have too, research, scholarly, or creative. And then this is also a really good time to chat if you've ever had experienced an academic challenge, maybe while you were in your undergraduate, or perhaps you had a break in employment or a pause in employment or schooling and would like the application committee to know or help explain that. It's only going to help you. It's not going to hurt you. What's really nice is that this program does just take everything into consideration holistically. So, just if you, don't meet the preferred 3.0 GPA, that doesn't mean, we're going to automatically disqualify you from being eligible for our program. We're going to take into consideration everything. So your work experience, how you write about yourself in these supplemental questions, what your recommendation writer, how they speak about you. So there's when we make a decision, we make it with everything in mind. So I do want to kind of reassure you of that as well. And those are the supplemental questions. Again, they'll be available to input in the graduate school application. What's nice too is that you can start the application, save, and come back at any time. So you don't have to like sit down and write all these questions out at one time. So if you want to think about it, That's good. My best advice too is to have someone you know and trust. Take a look at some of your answers to see if they sound authentic to you, and they sound like you. Sometimes we get caught up into thinking, oh, what does the committee think they want to know about me, and it maybe doesn't sound like you. So make sure it's authentic to who you are as a prospective student, as you're, uh, working towards your career goals too. Okay, so finally, some important dates to remember. We have application deadlines, like we said. We'll be admitting 3 times a year, every fall, spring, and summer. So our very next upcoming first application deadline is going to be April 1st. So you do have time, but it'll be here before you know it. And then the start of classes will be on May 4th. If you're looking ahead to the fall and the spring, it'll be August 1st and December 1st for deadlines. And then the start of classes are listed there. You can always, too, look this up on our university academic calendar. These are always listed for really the next few years in advance. So if you're ever curious down the road and want to see when those are, happy to help there, too. Okay, so now I wanted to open it up for any questions. That kind of concludes the informational portion of this webinar. We have about 20 minutes for questions. If anyone would like to put those in the chat or the Q&A, very happy. Okay, I see I have one here from Joel. If I have a copy of a letter of recommendation, can I attach it in the application? Yes, you may. That is definitely considered. Fine, just make sure it is sort of specific to the degree and what you're doing too. So, yep, if you already have like a recommendation from someone towards a graduate program, we can definitely use that. Yep, so you can just upload that into your application. Okay. What other questions do you have? I'm going to put in the email, of course, my personal email or my work email. So if you ever want to schedule an appointment with me after this, to chat more about the program, I'm very happy to schedule that for you. The other email I'm putting in uh, is to send your transcripts to. So it's gradadm@purdue.edu. So if when you're submitting your transcripts, sometimes you can find, Purdue University, West Lafayette, or Purdue University Graduate School. Sometimes they just want you to put in a standard email address. So that gradadm@purdue.edu is going to be that email to submit it to. Okay. Um, Here's a question in the chat. Um, what is sort of the right way to think about this master's? Is it more of a policy degree or more of a technology degree? Ooh, that's a good question. I really think this degree is a really well-rounded degree in terms of involving many different colleges and fields. So it's actually not nestled under one of our colleges. So it's not necessarily an engineering degree. It's not necessarily a liberal arts degree. It's a part of what we call joint and special programs. And so it really is a well-rounded curriculum. Um, but that mixes kind of all those things. So like as you saw from the list of classes, there are military strategy courses. There's a little bit of engineering. There's data analytics and AI. The rise of AI it's Purdue has really put an interest and academic interest into the study of AI and how it's continually evolving and changing. So that's going to be a big part of the curriculum. There's, thinking about our space strategy and cybersecurity. I mean, I just think it's a really unique and well-rounded degree. There is policy in there, there is technology, but at the end of the day, I just think it's really it's broad and forward facing, but also can be specific to tailor to, any of these different areas you want to be. People ask too, like, there are sort of different degrees that are similar. There's a master's in interdisciplinary engineering with an emphasis in strategy and defense. So if you want to go more engineering heavy, that would be a good option too. So it just kind of like depends what your main learning objectives are and your career objectives as well. But I think that this program just is really unique and innovative in that the council that put together this degree, and it was approved by the university president and trustees. They're really excited about it and just all the wonderful things that can come out of having this degree. Okay. Oh, here's another question. Is any credit given for PME, professional military education? So that's a great question, and I would encourage you to submit any of that transcripts or credit earned in your application because we are going to have, this is the first term we're offering this, so we're kind of, these are new questions that we're having and figuring out as sort of we go. But I have been told that our professors will review your PME credentials and accomplishments and see if it aligns with some of the credits in order to maybe waive some of those. It's not guaranteed as of right now, but I do want to encourage all of you who have PME to submit any documentation you may have or certifications of your completion in order to be considered for some transfer credit of that. People do ask too about any transfer credit that can be accepted. As of now, we can accept 6 credit hours, so 2 classes from outside institutions to count towards this degree too. So if you have some graduate credits that or maybe you've started a program and didn't finish it and want to come back and finish at Purdue, we will happily consider those too for transfer credit. Here's another question. If I apply for the master's, is the certificate already included or does it have to be applied for separately? Another great question. So yes, if you want to have you are technically earning all of the credits towards a graduate certificate. You're right, when you're in the master's. But if you want it to appear on your academic record, your transcript, and receive, a hard copy diploma and certificate for the certificate, you will need to officially apply for the certificate along with the master's. But that's when I would consider putting, say, the master's as your first choice program and then the graduate certificate as your second choice program when you're doing the application. That way, you only have to submit everything one time, and you don't have to worry about it after that. But say, you're not sure you want to add the graduate certificate on. If you start in the master's and say, hey, I really want to add on that certificate, we can use all of your previous documentation that you use for your master's towards the graduate certificate. You just have to manually create an application for that. Um, if you're military or veteran, we can waive that fee. But if not, you would have to pay additional $60 application fee for that certificate. So, planning ahead, if you just even think you want to have that graduate certificate, put it as your second choice. That way you don't have to go through that process all again. So great question, and thanks for pointing that out there. Any other questions? Some people sometimes ask, can you graduate in person? Absolutely. All of your coursework may be 100% online, but we would love to come have you graduate in person with us on our West Lafayette campus. You can see campus, you can meet some of your professors, and your colleagues. It's just like a really wonderful time. It's a great event to invite your families to and see all the hard work that you've done. So, that would be a wonderful opportunity too. I'm trying to think of anything else. But like I said, I'll put the that final email up here. So if you have any admissions questions, questions about that, PO apply at purdue.edu is the email. My personal email is CHOLLENS at purdue.edu if you want to schedule an appointment. Um, we're just so happy that you're interested and found this program and considering it for your graduate studies. Oh, here is another question in the chat. Are there any opportunities for research for this degree? Yes, that's going to be probably what will be your capstone. So if you already have like a special interest in a certain topic and that you would like to do research on and work with a certain professor on that, that's going to be a part of your capstone experience. Of course, it's still being developed at this point, but I sort of see it as like a collaborative research project. Maybe not as daunting as what a thesis would be, but a written component as well, too. Okay, here's another question. These are great questions, by the way. Keep them coming. If there are errors in the application or additional information requested, will someone reach out? Yes, one of Nick or I will. We can see all of your application materials as they come in. If anything, if you want to add a document later that you didn't get to or want to change one out, we can definitely do that for you. If we see anything that's missing, we'll let you know. You'll also get automated emails that let you know if some things are missing. We'll let you know when your transcripts are received, when your letters of recommendation are received. So we believe that communication is really key and important along this process too. So we'll make sure you get everything that you need by the deadline and be ready to go for the start of classes. Any other questions? Well, I just want to say, of course, thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedules to come and learn more about our Masters in Strategy and Security and Defense Technologies. The university is very proud to be offering this, and there's a lot of excitement around it. Maybe you've seen something in the media or in the news about this degree, and how innovative it is. And we're just so excited to welcome our first cohort. You'll be a part of this unique opportunity moving through the degree and having that first experience. So it's just really exciting. We know there are a lot of wonderful graduate programs out there, but we're really honored that you're considering Purdue, especially this program. So again, thank you so, so much for taking time out of your day to come listen about the degree. If you have any other questions, please feel free to email us, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Thank you all.